Welcome back, fellow armchair generals. This is Gamer 1745 here with my continuing playthrough of Hearts of Iron 3 with Black Ice 8.6. I keep saying that. I know you've all heard it before, but you know, I do sort of kind of hope that someday somebody will click, hey, what's this game? Click on it, check it out, and need the explanation. So, couple of things I want to do here. Let's come to the decisions. Now, there are a bunch of decisions here, and there is the well, we can do that. Study for second level mech HQs is finished, so we'll do that. Oh no, we don't want to do this. No, never mind. Well, we did it, but that's good. What I'm really looking at here is the Berlin to Riga Express, or no, the Rostock to Riga Express, the Berlin to Minsk night train, and Dresden to low troop transport. Okay, these three events are different than the Baltic region rail networks. Okay, now, these just give an effect. Now, I sort of looked before when they hadn't happened to me, and the reason they hadn't happened is you need a minimum of 500 manpower for them to happen, or for them to become available. And we had been hovering at 4 to 3 something. Now, if I click one at a time, because I looked at the code, it takes off 5 manpower. The event takes off 5 manpower. So I'm going to click each one once so as to fire them. And we'll give permission. Until December we lose 1%, 1 IC, some supplies. That's not good, but we lose some metal, but we'll get an effect that will help us with supplies. Is it? I don't. Well, it's gonna have to. I think it's the throughput thing. I looked it up. So we're gonna do this now. So our manpower goes below that. So we got that. I'm not building the railroad areas just at the moment. Mostly because I'm worried about money and other elements too. Officer supplies, yes. So we got those. Those are here. So, but is there anything else we want to do right now? No, not right now. So we've almost got this pocket closed. I think we will close it because we're hitting here and hitting up there. And we're flying in fuel for... Yeah, I stopped attacking here, so they're counterattacking to see what's going on. And that. Good. Good. We're winning in Serbia, taking out the partisans. So those Slovaks will do alright. pretty sure we're going to get linked back up. Took a little too long to get there. The unit got pushed back. Wait, you support? No. Cancel. Support that attack. Get out of the way. Don't want you to get away, so we can charge right up into there. So, these guys, you need to put pressure on them to react. Just across the river, gonna punch deeper, great. This is that last one. Okay, well, there's motorized, so we're gonna send them that way. Don't know whether the attackers or the attacked look worse off in that battle. You attack straight up. Oh good, we won that battle there. Further isolating. Come on, you should have supplies coming to you. And more events. Okay, well let's get through these. Okay, they're counterattacking. Okay, well, we lost that province. He's cutting down into there, okay, that's good. I don't look at because they're attacking there. Okay, so these are the effects here. Supplies, which minus is not a good thing, as you can see, 5, 5, and 5%. But the throughput is plus 2%, so that should help us. And that's throughput everywhere. Okay. We've now occupied everything right around. Right, the King George V is lost, but we lost that. And we've won there. And we won out there. Okay. We're gonna wait on that. Let's take it over here. Orel taken, the city of Eagle. I guess Orel is Eagle. I copied the text from the back of the postcards that were written down and translated, so it might be a bit funny. 5-story residential building, 11 on Moskva Street, Peace Square, number 5. The first 5-story house in Orel. The building was built in 1936 by architect A.S. Todovia in collaboration with engineer A.A. Ion. Don't know why they recorded it, but there we go. We'll take the tour. Building of secondary school turned into a hospital by German Army in Orel. City of Orel, view of the cathedral. That's that. Don't know why it doesn't have a dome on top of it, but okay. Damaged, whether in the war, communist, or just never completed, I don't know. Moscovo taken, so another city. Corpse Führer Adolf Hunlin dies. NSKK Corpse Führer. He's the Führer of the NSKK, the National Socialist Motors Corps. That's why he's a corpse Führer. Adolf Julian dies of illness. Julian had been part of the Beer Hall Putsch, and from 1934 the leader of the National Socialist Kraft Corps, National Socialist Moschel Corps. No, just said. Primary aim of the NSKK was to educate its members in motoring skills. They were mainly trained in operation and maintenance of high-performance motorcycles and automobiles. In the mid-30s, the NSKK also served as roadside assistance groups comparable to modern-day American Automobile Association and the British Automobile Association. Since the war started, he organized the NSKK into a paramilitary organization. So there's Julian. He's dead. I guess he wasn't. There's a picture of his casket at his funeral. Nice color one. You see the NSKK guys. You see the NSDAP guys. And then a couple of Army guys. He was a veteran of World War I, as you can see from the ribbons and things. And I think that's a SA guy there. The reason I think that is, well, the uniform. See, the green is a little bit richer in the NSKK, but since they came out of the SA, they have a lot of similar uniforms, but the hat tops here are black for the, at least I think it's mostly all black for the NSKK, where the SA used many colors, including black, but I just think that's SA, and that's an HJ. You can tell by the hat, uniform, and particularly the armband. That's an HJ armband. So those at his funeral. So we lose him. Women in the Luftschutz. We need more men at the front fighting for the Reich. We can have women help with their local Luftschutz units and become air raid wardens. This will help defend the Reich from bombers and free men. Join the Wehrmacht. Okay, basically this is a, you can decide no, but there's no downside to this. As you can see, this is a recruiting poster for the Luftschutz, and basically they did all the jobs at one point or another for the elemental Luftschutz, and that it really is about 1942. It's when large numbers of them are drafted in, and it is a combat organization, and they are fighting in combat, because you remember, for an anti-aircraft gun to shoot, it needs to be under an airplane. That airplane mostly, I mean, sure, there might be fighters escorting it, but mostly is there to bomb. So they're out in the open, you know, when things are being bombed, they're shooting at aircraft, aircrafts are bombing them. Out of the sky is falling flak shards, you know, from the explosive shells. They all have to come down, even the ones that hit the aircraft. The aircraft's going to come down. So it's a dangerous work. It is a combat. It is a, both at the same time, home front, but also front line. It's the front lines of the air war over Germany in their active combat. So, yep. Okay. Ribbentrop asks embassies on Allied landings. Okay, don't know. Let's see. On June 29, 1942, Foreign Minister von Ribbentrop ordered the German embassies to report any information concerning possible English or U.S. invasion. Okay, so he's just asking the German embassies wherever if they get any information about possible invasions. Cool. Our agents are ashore, mein Führer. The agents that we trained for Operation Pastorius are safely ashore in the United States. Once they settle in and blended into the society, they will begin executing our plans for sabotaging the American industry. It's been so long since the event happened. Sabotage of Horseshoe Curve Railway, Abandoned America event. Okay. Increase the defense of the Romanian oil. The United States Air Force, USAAF Air Forces, first dropped bombs on Romania in 1942 during the Alpro raid against Ploiești, the first mission against a European target. Though damage was small, Germany responded by putting strong anti-aircraft defenses around Ploiești. Luftwaffe General Alfred Gerstenberg built one of the heaviest and best integrated air defense networks in Europe. The defense included several hundred large caliber 88mm guns and 105mm Flak 38 anti-aircraft guns and many more smaller caliber guns. The latter were concealed in haystacks, railroad cars, mock buildings. The Luftwaffe had 3 fighter groups within flight range at Ploiești and some Romanian fighters as well. Gerstenberg also counted on warnings from the Luftwaffe signals intelligence stations in Athens, which monitored Allied preparations as far away as North Africa. Okay. No need. They don't have anybody in range, and if there's, I hope there's no bad events that are going to pop up. Yeah, no need. Okay, this again. No. The 96 or 97th Jaeger Division was formed in July 6, 1942. It can trace its origins to the 97th Light Infantry Division, which was formed in December 40. Although it fought in the Kursk offensive and suffered heavy losses, it was transferred to the lower Dnieper and fought well during the retreat to the Ukraine. The division was transferred to Slovakia in October 1944 and surrendered to the Red Army near Deutsch Broad in May 45. Okay, this is another one of these I don't want. Well, why did you have the mod installed? Well, see here, I'm just trying to get this guy. He has my special armor. He's going up here to fight there, and I don't want him to disappear. And I can't just dismiss this event and say no thank you. You can give it here, that wouldn't disappear. I'm also thinking, what if I had this guy out in India or someplace like that? Oh no, let's send him back to Germany to re-equip and whatever. And even we're going to get a better unit, I believe. Like the last one had elite light infantry element, and that's cool and all, and I like that. But now, if it was near to home, or we had won, or whatever, I might go say yes, upgrade it. But without giving me a choice, I don't like that. So I think it's on the map. So, and yeah, I'm not going to disband it. I'm going to take it. Okay. Yeah. These. Okay, yeah, basically just adding the Feldstats Battalion 81, it looks like. Okay, well, let's send him up there. See how long he takes. Okay. Got that there. Okay, and he's going to see. That's right. Okay. New monument building for the nation. Let's see the plans. Let's, before we go there. We can get, no, we can't get collected. We can do feared national police building, which reduces revolt risk by 5%, which would help with going for that eastern thing that we rejected earlier. This one here, because that's 28%. It increases it, and currently we're at 16, so that's obviously 12% more. Now, if we had feared national police building, that would mean it was just 7% more, which is still something, but it would definitely reduce down that, and counter-espionage would be reduced. I've toyed with giving this as part of Wilhelmstrasse, the SS headquarters already, and I would also give that to the Soviets. Okay, wouldn't give it to Japan. Their Kempai was that, but I don't know that it was as well centrally organized. And I wouldn't give it to Mussolini's either. I mean, it could be something that, you know, give it as an event, like I did give the each of the beginning levels of the radio stuff to represent Germany's pre-1936, as well as Britain's pre-36 stuff. I gave them some of those. And I started out Germany with the National Highway, since it was the only one, and most of the work was done, I mean about 80% plus of the work was done before 36. So I figured they should already have that. I like the idea of the game. You get to do these things. I haven't built it just because I sort of thought it was unnecessary, but the US should start with and I haven't modded for the US. Major motion or major movie studio, that should be in the US for sure, just Hollywood, you know. Other nations did have major studios. Germany had multiple ones. The one popping to mind right now is UFA, but it did, and Italy had some, but not nearly as much as Germany, but it had some. Italy did, Mussolini set up once the sound came in 30 to 32, depending what country and where. And yeah, I think the jazz singer was 1928, but that was sort of a one-off thing. But for commonly, most is 1930s is when the sound starts coming out to be common, and it takes a few years to get in some of the other countries. Once sound hits Italy, Mussolini bans movies with subtitles, and bans movies in a foreign language, basically. Maybe not banning it with subtitles, just banning any movies in foreign languages. So if you want a movie to be shown in Italy, it must be Italian. So Italy develops a really high-end industry of dubbing over other nations' movies that come into Italy, Hollywood particularly. So much so that even, like, it continues, and I don't know, I presume to this day, but a famous movie called The Bicycle Thief was shot on the streets of, I think, Rome, but one of the major Italian cities. And it was shot entirely without sound, just because it was in the middle of the city in the day, and trying to wire it up for sound was difficult. And so what they did was, at least no dialogue sound. They may have done some of the ambient, but I don't even think that. I think what I know they did is, and they just all the dialogue in the movie was the actors redid it in studios, and I think they just used sound effects or maybe record other recordings of just general street noise or whatever to lay out in it, and any sort of immediate special sound effects that because it was a low budget film and trying to get, you know, everything quiet and the, you know, the big sort of Hollywood thing, that would have been expensive. So just shoot it silent out in the street, and they were so good at it that lip syncing, kind of syncing up the sound, was just sort of second nature to the Italian movies. And that was what, on the early 60s, I think, The Bicycle Thief, maybe late 50s. But so they sort of have that specialty. Okay, Central Intelligence Headquarters. That's normally one that's fairly high on my list because of research efficiency. Party of the Palace. Well, I mean, yeah, it would be nice, but we want the money. Right now, we want the money. Palace of Justice. No, we don't want that. That might be something I would stick on, something like the U.S. or something that sort of gets money, but it also a bit of a penalty. Ruling party support. Supreme Court, no. Is what I would sort of see about sticking that on, because our court system is more independent than most. I say more, but because it's not entirely. Imperial Foreign Ministry. Counterintelligence, ruling party support. Finance Ministry. Well, we're going to take a big hit to get this, I do believe. So I think the Finance Ministry, yes, it'll mean a lot more money. But I think it takes a long time to sort of make it back. Okay, so research efficiency is nice and I want it, but I don't need it. It's sort of like that, nice but don't need it. Don't want to give up the ruling party support. Well, this ruling party support is nice. Counterintelligence. But we're doing pretty good. I think we're going to go with the Fear National Police building, because I want that revolt risk done. Because I'd like to see about pushing things a bit more in the east eventually, to suck their resources out, because we are sucking resources. So that's what we're going to see about them. Let's see the plans. I hope going over the options like that is useful to you, and you could post down in the bottom, because I could stop doing it if it's just annoying me telling you what you already know, and you don't need to hear it again. Because I do know a lot of you know that, but I do sort of kind of think that in this performance that I'm giving here, knowing why I do things isn't of interest to you. And some of you... Oh good, finally we got that. It's been a long fight. And some of you, whether it's this game or some other game, may want to learn a bit. Yeah, you would. Good. Just back to there, yeah. And hungry energy. Yes, you may have as much energy as you want. You're not attacking. You should be. And you can have as much energy as you want. No, these guys don't have anti-tank guns. Oh, good. He's there, and he does. There's at least somebody able to That's a bit harder. Not that it's always enough to go through. Oh, okay, here we go. All we have right now is Major Movie Studio. I'm gonna pause this and go look at the code just to see what that's gonna cost me if I choose that. I'll be right back in a sec. Back. No, I'm gonna wait for the so we meet for your National Police Building headquarters. Well, let's see. We're gonna send the tigers over to here. I'm gonna leave this for a while because I want them caught here. Because I want the Soviet peoples to not have some good supply of that type things. You support that attack. You joined that attack. You. I want to let's see the terrain. Yeah, okay, that's good for us. Come up here, to here, to here, to here. Maybe we can dash all of you. Yeah, I'm gonna if you could organize a little bit more. Got these guys coming up. Come on, we really need supplies. We need supplies there now. Your supplies coming to that port, don't we? Yes, good. We need to occupy that province. Got to. Yes, we got this. Good. We're going to go right into the province. Okay. That's good. Alright, well. Buy a mercenary. Not now. I don't know if we ever will. Flyers. Okay. Also from LLO. Many Allied flyers are held back to Britain and back into the war. Unfortunately, not Flight Lieutenant Fairfax, or Flight Lieutenants Fairfax and Carstairs of the RAF. Isn't there any, can there be more of a, British name, Fairfax and Carstairs? There are many ingenious attempts failed to get them back with their squadron. So these two guys here, that's of course Michelle of the Resistance, is constantly trying to help these two flyers get back to Britain, and they try like a hot air balloon, and they try all kinds of different schemes to get them back to Britain, and they constantly fail. And as you can sort of maybe, they often disguise themselves as onion sellers. But I say Fairfax, and they're often hiding in ludicrous places. Okay, collapse of the Greek monetary system. Okay, we've read about this before. But now it's happening to Greece. Greek resistance is rising. Local partisan support. Well, we just had the lack of legitimate government and the activity of the established political class created a power vacuum. So how good we have brigade underground. A bunch of torpedo boats. Well, let's see. We're going to stick in here. No, we're going to put the old guy in charge. Starts with a C, I believe. This would be quicker, wouldn't it? If it does start with a C, corn. Or on the. And now, of course, we don't have our headquarters. Here we are. During. Well, get over here. Now we've rebuilt the unit. What is it? The Flak Regiment? I don't really see what is significantly different other than the name. Okay, well, let's see. Don't know if I want to deploy. Let's check our fighters. Okay, they're beat up and repairing. They're also beat up and repairing. These guys here are night fighters. I'm going to put you up over. Let's move east. I really don't want him to follow any British. Back over Britain as they fly back. Okay, here we go. Yeah, these guys. We'll put them up. Yeah, that's good. I think we're going to join the fight. These guys, okay. That's sort of who I would start to look to see if we are there. And I'm hoping that we didn't overstress. Yeah, good, we didn't overstress that airport. You support the attack there. You guys come up to there. Okay. Yeah, keep going that way. all the way through there, so you come up and loop that way. You just go there and then it's fuel there. Panic about there because we gotta keep these guys moving. Okay, you stop and you go there. Man, we fought over this province so much. There must be 10, 20 battles, well, 10 battles there or something. Okay, well, let's look at the terrain a little more clear. Okay, well, you guys, I guess. Yeah, come down this way, we may swing back up. Okay, well, now that you've opened the way to these guys, maintaining a supply line, you turn around and come back up this way. Yeah, okay, you're attacking this weekend in the city, but they're getting organized up. They're coming. Yep, see, this is what I'm pissed about right now. We can't have that. We can't have that. You're going, well, we just did, yes, but we can't have it. I need supplies in there, fuel in there now. Oh good, they held. It's probably partially the city, but maybe mostly the river. Okay. All these guys are exhausted. Okay, well, they're coming up. Cool. Push while you can. Our embassy in Bern has information. Our embassy in Bern, Switzerland, reports that their sources called a landing in Africa difficult. Okay. Good to know. I'm sure the Allies don't do difficult things. You go there. You attack there. And what do you want? We give, oh sure, you can have energy. All the energy you want. Let's give you to here. Let's try this one. Second AC. Okay. Oh, just that. Motorcycle. Okay. Yes, you can have again all the energy you want. Okay, now you have fuel. You attack. You have a new tank weapon. You support the attack. You can attack. Good. Not across that river. That way we can mess you up. I think you're going to hold them in the city for a while. Definitely open up more venues of connection here. What is their armament? Okay, so it's Panzer 1. What? Panzer 2, sorry. Well, where do we want to send this? Trying to think ahead a little bit as well as what we're doing here now. Right. Well, so far I've been good in not taking Moscow. I'm not exactly sure what shirt is there, but that's this here. Okay, you're coming here. You support the attack there, because we want to get this over fast. Okay, you're coming in. You're coming in. We still need to be organized up. Oh good, we're across this damn river now. We'll leave you to block in that. Oh good, by adding that in, got that. And you're going to stay right where you are. Because we're going to keep like that. Well, let's continue there, but up to there. Yeah, looks like we did that. Okay. Good, we'll be taking those planes. And the 164th Lish Division, or Lish Africa Division, deployed the 164th Lish Africa Division. The Lish Africa was formed from Festung Division Creta, of course, arrived in Africa in July 1942 and was sent to the front to relieve the 90th Lish Division. Its first saw action against Australian troops at El Alamein, and its first major engagement came with the Allied offensive of El Alamein. It suffered heavy losses during the retreat, and the remaining personnel were distributed among the Panzer Division. It was stationed in Tripoli for refitting until December, when it was sent to Berat to build defense installations. When the Allies attacked the Maroth line, that's between this, or somewhere in this area. It was attached to the Italian 21st Corps, and in the attack it lost all of its transport and 2 battalions. It surrendered in Tunisia. Okay. Yeah, we'll take that. And thank you. Yep, there we go. We're going to send this over here. And where's the here? This one? Yeah, well, he's way over there, so yes, it should be the 10th. No. 10th mountain. There we go. Too far away now, but okay. Now, since we are okay, these guys still haven't made it back out. Not that I don't want it down here, but I'm still expecting late 1942 invasion. Did any of my transports ever show up here? No. Okay, you guys Can you make it over here, please? Okay, see now you're going at 10 kilometers, and that's an acceptable thing. Okay, where did we... Okay, we're trying to bust out. No. Faster units. Oh, good. And there's still some retreating units we've got to run there, but good. Baki, or Baku. I've always heard it as Baku. Okay, you get to support that attack there. You support it as well. That should turn it around to being very bad for us. We're going to take this out of it, so I don't want that collapsing on us. I can keep thinking about in the moment. Okay, well, this will get there anyways. You guys will attack it before. Oh good, that pocket's dead. And that pocket looks like it's dead. Well, good. Now we have heavy infantry there, that will be even better. Not sure why you're going that direction. Oh, I think this is a major defeat. Didn't cross that river there. You get up there. You support and attack. Okay, good. Yeah, let's keep it moving up here. You stop supporting the attack. Okay, the concrete can handle itself for the moment. Okay, even more tactical. Air command has advanced. That is most excellent. Excellent. Reduces penalties. And we don't want to click on that for okay. 43 air technology right now. Yeah, air superior efficiency. Maybe air intercept efficiency. That's what I should do. Imperial General HQ destroyed. What the hell? What the hell? Okay. Phew. Well, I don't know what these things. The problem sometimes the AI may destroy that. I figure the AI may have decided it didn't need it and killed it, but it gives it bad effects. I was worried that that's something that should be mainland Japan and gives bad effects when you capture or kill it or whatever you kill it. And I thought maybe the Allies somehow had made a landing, so I'll leave. No, no, okay, let's go to flag. Let's look at the flag, yeah. No, there's no Allied landing in Japan. I was just wondering whether we had an Allied landing in Japan. Looks like Japan's killed off the American little base there. Good. Okay, Artemovska, Ukraine taking the city of Artemovska. It's another step closer to victory. I don't know exactly where this is right offhand. Yes, I did look at a map and got pretty close, and maybe one of these little pocket things was recently taken. So we'll city where another step, so you can see what it looked like. In from photos of the soldiers you get, and Comrade Artem Monument. I guess Artemovska is named after somebody. So great. And there's sort of a hill overview of the city. So you can sort of see what cities were like in the Soviet Union at the time. To me, that's fascinating. Okay, this is Third Reich event for starting the various SS occupation. Foreign SS units have been reorganized, and the Norge SS name changed to Germanic SS Norway, Germans SS Norge, and even with a large number of men being transferred to the Waffen SS units, the local membership has increased. I think this may be the last one there. Event in the chain. I don't remember exactly, but no, I think there's no, I think there's one more further. But I've collected various material on this stuff. Now you see, as I've talked before, basically the SS stopped wearing black once the war started. I say basically because tank crew members, Army, SS, or Luftwaffe, like the Hermann Goering Division, the actual tank crew members, they wore black Panzer outfits. It wasn't because they were in the SS, it was just because Panzer guys wore black. You got to look at the patches and the skulls, and all of the Panzer guys had Panzer skulls. Even the SS had Panzer skulls. The Panzer skulls are different skulls than SS skulls. This is obviously a poster with an artist thing, but and they're slightly different size, they're different shape, they're similar to it. They're metal skulls on the patches. Now, those are different than the sort of larger cloth skulls that let's find a Totenkopf division out here. I think there's one up, just north of Moscow. Here you can see here You can see this. This is a sort of a modernistic version of the Totenkopf skull. That's the correct for the Totenkopf SS skulls. They also had a cloth patch like that you've seen on some of the events. Collar patch. But the Panzer skulls are different. I'm a uniform collector, or I would like to be. Like I think I said before, I gave it up many, many years ago when I was told that this is a really nice fake set of collar patches for, by somebody who really would know fake from real. And I got, a different source, and he thought they were really, really well done fakes. And so that's sort of when I gave up, going, okay, I can't tell real from fake. And because I could, and he very much said, oh, these are a really nice pair of fake collar patches. And so I sort of know what to look for between, Army or Panzer skulls and SS skulls, but I can't tell a good fake, whether it's SS or Army, from an original. If somebody fakes them up done well, I can't tell the difference. I'm not that good at it, and I don't have the money or whatever to go to high-end stores that sell the stuff and pay full retail price for it. So so I gave up trying to collect them, but I'm still very interested in them, so I know the difference and I can tell things. So guys wearing black during the war, in the Panzer outfits, those are mostly Army soldiers, because most of those guys were Army. The SS wore them, the Luftwaffe. I don't think the Kriegsmarine had any tank units. Given the time, they probably would have, but so that they wore that. That's why I say basically. There are rare photos, and I do mean rare photos, of most likely semi-active, not very active guys late in the war that are somehow, including some reservist types, that do put on their black uniforms, and probably just because they didn't normally wear an SS uniform. There were a bunch of people that were sort of like, oh, you're in the SS now, kind of thing. And they, earlier on, and once the war started, they were maybe being mainly a soldier or mainly something else. And because like one of the guys in the SS was a rocket guy, Werner von Braun. I've never seen him photographed in an SS uniform. Even when he's often around a bunch of guys in Army uniforms, maybe a few SS there, I've never seen him photographed in the SS uniform. Now, did he, because you have to buy it, did he ever, when Himmler or whoever, oh, here's a special invitation to be a member of the SS, which I really don't think, I'm not saying he didn't buy into, once Nazism got going, but I really don't think Werner von Braun was any sort of diehard Nazi. So he was sort of, I think, given the honor, or shall we say, of being in the SS without really being asked about it. Could be wrong, but I think he did. So he may have never purchased an SS uniform, which I think is quite possible. But if he had, and it was a pre-war uniform, he may have not ever purchased the wartime uniform. And so if for like a funeral or something, and these are sort of rare cases, you will see a guy in his older black uniform. Okay, so that's that. Now, again, that's German SS. Norwegian SS, they're parading in around black uniforms. These are sort of, if you will, surplus German uniforms that, since the SS has gone over to gray, there's lots and lots of SS uniforms in the warehouse. So they get black uniforms. Also the Dutch SS, which is another sort of localized SS unit, which I just saw explored. They wear black uniforms. So some of these other, then these are distinctly different than the Waffen SS. These are, you can see this Oslo for whatever Oslo unit, their flag that they have. These are local SS types. So we're going to expand the SS. You sort of had the choice about doing that later on, but I can maybe see now you shouldn't, or you should have a choice. So, so you can see now here we still we need to attach. I don't want to disappear. Yeah, let's SS attempt, I guess. And then we have the command structure, and now we have representing, I started a little under strength, the militia, the Sturmbahn, as well as SA, so, and some motorized. So that's to run around and kill partisans. Now since we fully annexed this, it doesn't really come to help us much. But that's just sort of the story of that. I think there's one more event maybe in there. Our diplomats in Madrid report in concordance with their sources that this has not been a topic recently. More likely the Azores, Cape Verde Islands, how the German creeps into this stuff. Portugal, Spain, or Spanish Morocco could be a target. Okay. Presumably instead of Africa. U-boat pens and Netherine construction. Okay, well, energy I don't care about. Supplies, 8,000 will do. We have 3,000. It'll just be another one of these negative hits. We'll get a shipyard. That's sort of kind of worth it. Any aircraft guns, naval base, level. I know it says lose, but I'm sure we'll get it. Yeah, we'll go with that. Play. Oh. I think I know why this is red. Because this. We are not operating at full capacity. Now, let's see if we can buy some rare materials from Japan. They're not letting us. I wish they would trade with us. You can defend there. Good. You're taking that. Good. This will be okay for a while. We're too far away. Although you're the regular shuttle. Not the long one with big stuff. Okay, well, since you're that, let's fly in air supply into there. We still have, yeah, you fly down to here. I've been flying air supply from here over to here, but so that we can take this. Well, we'll counterattack through there then. Okay, I'm going to save this here. let's drive you around here. Let's drive you around here. You guys move this. Oh, good. We'll take the rest of that. Okay, well, I'm going to check this out off camera. So I guess we're going to end the episode here. It's been a long time. Been a fun for me playing it. I hope for you watching. So thanks for watching. Thanks for liking the videos. I really do appreciate it. If you haven't already, please subscribe. If you haven't told everybody you've ever met about this channel, please start doing so. And of course, please post questions, comments, suggestions, ideas, corrections to anything I may be messing up. Love hearing from you. See you next time for more Hearts of Iron.